Hey everyone, real quick, I almost forgot a very important part here. Before you stick any of these transducers to your table, hook up all your cables, plug them into your amplifier, play some music through them, and make sure they're all working. You don't want to stick these on and then plug them in and find out they're not working and find out you have to replace one or something. Okay, so test them before you stick them on. Thanks. This is a quick video for people setting up their vibroacoustic therapy kits through Vibroacoustics. This is how to place your transducers, all right? There's a few things you got to think about while you're doing this. There's that old saying, measure twice, cut once. Well, in this case, you're going to measure like 3 to 5 times, and then you're going to stick these on once. So in other words, when you pull this adhesive off to get to the sticky stuff underneath to actually place it, you want to make sure, like I do, you have maybe an outline that I did with a pencil here. Something that you also want to make sure you do as you're lining these up is consider where your jacks or your cables go in. You don't want that jack lined up straight across from here, or else you'll have interference here. You don't want them turned facing exactly toward each other, or else you're not going to fit a cable in there. So what I found is if you angle them like this, give yourself that space for your cable. And again, this one has that angle. That's not where this one is going, by the way. So this is my top, or this one is kind of in the heart chakra region, right? Between these two, we're going to try to hit our core. So I placed this one as low as I could and still having space for this one. So now I want to take this one and put it directly on the other side in the exact same spot. So I drew circles. I did about a 1/4 inch right in here, and I gave myself about a 1/4 inch right in here, and I centered it. And again, here's your cable jacks. You want to, this is the best placement so you can fit something in there, and then of course you can easily reach this side. All right, those are the two big ones. And I measured to make sure that when I close my table, this will come over and the top will go down into here and it doesn't hit this other one, and we have clearance and we can close it. Let's go to the small ones. Okay, so the small transducers, the main thing you want to remember about these is that you want them about 2 inches from the edge. So in other words, don't butt it right up to the edge. Give yourself a little clearance here. And in my case on this table, this is my best placement because I can't put it here because this leg is going to come down and it would hit it. So that's really my best placement right there. And I think most tables are going to be like that. And again, consider your jacks. Make sure before you pull that tape and stick it on there that this is facing the right direction so that you can easily get your jacks in there. In other words, let me come to this one. If I accidentally take this thing and I stick it there, that's not great. I only have one access to one jack. It's not great this way. I could probably do it, but it's still not great. So just make sure you line it up before you stick it there. And again, I didn't do it on these yet, but I'll trace with a pencil the exact spot I want those so that when I put them to pull that sticky tape and put it on there, it's right where it should be. Okay guys, we're going to finish this off now with the placement of our transducers. Again, let's review 2 inches from the end there. This one I'm using as an example that I already traced it out. You can see my lines where I traced it. Easy enough just to place it right in there when you stick it. So you're going to go like that. And let me give you a better example. We'll work this way. So I traced this one. This is going to go in there. That's just this head strap for the goes with the bed, getting in my way there. And then line this up. Look at your jack again. Make sure you get clearance there the best you can. And then this one, same thing. I'm going to slide it in. Of course, when you're taking that tape off, you're going to lift it and pick it up and put it right where you traced it out. So let's see if we can do one in real time here. So we'll take this sticky off. It's getting away from me a little bit. I apologize. Doing one-handed here. It's a little tricky. So I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to line it up. Make sure I got it right where I want it. Got my tracing there. Makes it super easy. And that puppy is stuck on there. that is not going anywhere. So I'm very glad that my jacks are facing the right way, because if they were that way, I'd have to pull it off, and then I'm instantly going to lose most of my stick power, okay? So So just keep in mind too that your main transducers, your subs, right in the middle. You're getting that in your core region. This is kind of your heart. This is going to be down more of your pelvis. So you're going to cover that. And then your smaller transducers along the outside here, they're working in synchronicity with the big subs there. They're just helping transfer the frequency, the vibe throughout the whole table. So this is roughly what it should look like when you have it. All right, thank you.